Man, shout out to the LDBC, man. Shout out to my brother Ticket, man. Hey, man, salute to your one of your closest partners in his son, man, Terrence Shannon Jr. for getting drafted by Minnesota. Man, shout out to him. Um, I think he's gonna do great things with Minnesota. But Minnesota overall was aggressive last night's draft in the first round. And I obviously think without the draft even being over with yet, I feel the Minnesota Timberwolves won the draft. They got the point guard that they need at Dillingham for his trading future draft picks. I think 2031 and 2032 to the San Antonio Spurs to get Rob Dillingham, a point guard in which they needed due to the fact that Mike Conley is a little bit older. Plus, they really didn't have a point guard besides Mike Conley, even though Ant-Man can create and handle the ball, but he's not a point guard. And getting a guy like Rob Dillingham that could shoot the ball, that could really put the ball in the hole, but also could run the point guard position. I thought that was a great pick. But the steal of the whole night though was Terrence Shannon Jr. falling down to Minnesota, and Minnesota selecting him for the steal of the draft. Before all the stuff that went on with Terrence Shannon Jr., man, he was a top 10 prospect. Um, Great guard at Illinois. And they was Illinois was a top three team in the nation. That's how great they was. But with the adversity that he went through, end of the day, that's gonna affect anybody, especially a college athlete. And a kid that comes from a good environment. Ticket did an interview with his father, basically, and basically get a highlight. So when you a kid that's raised the proper way and never really been to any trouble to go through that, that's gonna bother you. But for the fact that he felt that low in the draft, it's actually good for him because he's going into a great situation to where Minnesota needed a guy like him. Love Jaden McDaniels, but Jaden McDaniels offensively is not a guy that could do the things that Terrence Shannon Jr. could do. He's not going to bring the same elusiveness that Terrence Shannon Jr. would bring. And I think that's a great asset. I think that helps out the bench even more. He possibly will actually be a starter this year. That's how much. That's how much I feel he's gonna make an impact on. Even if you do bring him off the bench, that's your six man off rip, 6 or 7 man off rip with him and Dillingham coming off that bench and still can keep up the same intensity, still keep the offensive flow going. And Terrence Shannon Jr. he would keep that defensive lockdown ability that he's capable of on the court at all times. So now Minnesota will always have defenders on the court at all times. A shout out to Marco Henry. Um, on the court. I just like what I see. To me, they won the draft already. Minnesota took care of their needs because those the needs that they needed. They needed a more elusive wing. They got that. And they also need another point guard. And they got that. So now they're good. They deep in every position. They're deep in every facet of the course. So Minnesota, to me, you guys should be the favorites to come out the Western Conference next year. They should be the favorites. The pressure is on Ant-Man. I know he's still relatively young. I know he still got some improvements he got to make, but the pressure is on Minnesota. They should be the favorites to come out the Western Conference, and people should hold them to those standards with the certain moves that they made. They made these moves for a reason, because at the end of the day, they think they that close. And I think you're gonna see a lot of teams aggressive with the fact that you did see the Dallas Mavericks make it to the NBA Finals, and a lot of teams in the West feel like we better than them. And even though they made it to the finals, we better than them. Sometimes a team gets hot, sometimes a team has momentum, and they make deep runs, and that's what the Mavs did. I feel like the Mavs should have traded into the first round somehow to get Terrence Shannon Jr. Because that's the absolute guy that the Dallas Mavericks were completely missing on their roster. But Minnesota grabbed him. So man, I'm telling you guys now, you guys may think a nigga over exaggerated. You guys may think, oh, Herb just rolling the wave with Ticket. No. This kid was a top 10 prospect. Would have been a top 10 pick and none of those allegations came out on him, which the woman was being being deceitful in the whole situation and being egregious. But I'm telling y'all now, the T Wolves is the favorite to come out the Western Conference. I'm standing on that. Drone, I like the Spurs too. The Spurs won in the draft too to me. But I think the T Wolves actually won the draft by being aggressive, getting Dillingham. And then you got the steal of the whole night is Terrence Shannon Jr. So I telling y'all now, man, I got the T Wolves, man, going to the NBA Finals. They coming at the West. Telling y'all now, a lot of guys may not see it. This may not be a popular topic. This may not be a video that a lot of guys go tune in because all they want to do is gog over LeBron and diss Michael Jordan. But we gonna talk about basketball, and that's what we do on this platform. We talk about hoop. And I'm telling you guys, I think Rob Dillingham, with the fact that he doesn't have to be a number one, that he doesn't have to be the best player. I think he's in a perfect situation in Minnesota, and I think down the line during the season, he will become Minnesota's starter point guard later on in the season. I think initially you still start with Conley, but Rob Dillingham is gonna be great. Uh, and Terrence Shannon Jr., like I said, he gonna make this move with Minnesota made obviously keeps defense on the court at all times, lock down defenders at all times. But what he could do offensively is overlooked as well. He's gonna keep a score on the court. He could get to the rim and will. He could finish at the rim damn near better than anybody that came out of this draft. And he's a walking bucket. So man, I'm telling guys now, Troy, yeah, Edie gonna be solid as well. It's just gonna be up to coaching and how we balance that attack out. And Marco, I agree. Minnesota with these moves, they ought to whoop Dallas ass this go around. It should be a gentleman's sweep. It should be a gentleman's sweep this go around. But man, I like those moves. I like what I saw, man. And I got man, hey, I'm telling y'all now, Minnesota going to the NBA Finals, y'all. And the pressure ought to be on Minnesota to make the NBA Finals. The pressure should be on them. They should embrace this. They should welcome this. And we should see Minnesota make strides. We should see great improvements for Ant-Man. And we should see these two rookies make an immediate impact on this T-Wolves roster. I believe those two guys in the best situation that you could be put in coming into the NBA. Neither one of those guys have pressure to be the number one guy because this Ant-Man's team. Dillingham doesn't have to worry about trying to score 30, trying to be a franchise guy. So, man, I'm telling y'all, man, hey, T Wolves, you may got another supporter, man. I'm not going to be a fan of y'all because I'm a Grizzlies first and Bulls first. But, man, I'm gonna be wishing y'all the best. And I really hope that Minnesota make noise. And I hope they get the thing. I hope they get the job done. I hope they do. It's need. But I'm gonna give you examples of guys. Sam Cassell as a rookie gave great impact for the Houston Rockets. You wanna know what? He didn't have to worry about being the man. But when it came to big playoff moments, we seen Sam Cassell hit some of the biggest shots that a rookie ever hit in the NBA playoffs and in the finals. So, like I said, these guys not even a third option. Dillingham or Terrence Shannon Jr. Neither are third options. They have no pressure. All they're doing is adding to what's already good. And the fact that they fit with this great talented team as is, man, Minnesota is deep in every position. Minnesota shouldn't lose. They are too deep in every position. I want y'all to think about that. I want y'all to think about this though. Sneed, you technically right though. You technically right. But the Minnesota Timberwolves are too deep in every position. I want you guys to realize their practices gonna be off the chain. And Terrence Shannon Jr., he could actually be already ready for lockdown capabilities by going at Ant-Man every day of practice. These practices fit to be legit for Minnesota. These practices gonna be legit for Minnesota, and Terrence Shannon Jr. gonna be improving on the fly. Cause you gonna be guarding Anthony Edwards in practice every damn day. You can't do nothing but get better. You can't do nothing but when it comes to game day. Look at these niggas like shit. This is easy work. I be having to guard. I be having to guard Ant Man every practice. Man, shit. What you do ain't nothing on Ant Man. Ain't nothing on what I go through in practice. Man, man, I'm telling you what's going on, man. And Dillingham, boy, he's gonna learn a lot under Mike Conley. And he gives Minnesota extra shooting that they actually did need. Minnesota needed some shooting. And they gonna get that with Dillingham. And he's going to learn a lot from Mike Conley. Sneed, I think they getting real minutes because with Mike Conley, you don't want him to play big minutes. So Dillingham gonna get a lot of opportunities. He's the point. Minnesota needed a point guard. They needed another point guard to go along with Mike Conley. And Terrence Shannon Jr. They needed another wing, a versatile wing that could actually get his own bucket, that could score, that really could come out. Alexander Walker, cool, but they didn't have another guy that could replace Jaden McDaniels when Jaden McDaniels had to come out the floor. And I think Terrence Shannon Jr. has the capability to match Jaden McDaniels. He's already better. He's already a better offensive player than Jaden McDaniels already. Terrence Shannon Jr. already a better offensive player. But Conley's gonna be a great mentor for Dillingham. I guarantee that. But Terrence Shannon Jr., I'm telling y'all, he's gonna be great. Dillingham is too. Minnesota got a bright future, man. But they should be the favorites to come out the West, and the pressure should be on Minnesota to make a deep run and play in the finals next year. I just wanted to cook on this because I know other people ain't gonna cook on this. I know other people gonna sleep on the moves that Minnesota made. On Sneed, the Cavs, they slipping, man. They slipping, man. They gotta the Cavs really tripping. They don't really know what direction they want to go to. I think that they should not have ever made the move for Donovan Mitchell. Um, I think they should have stayed and been patient, and see if Garland could have developed into something that could have been worthy of an all-star level player year in and year out. Um, I think Cleveland is shit show, and I think if you Cleveland, you got no choice but to try to get rid of Spider. I don't know where you gonna send him to, but Cleveland is stuck. They really stuck, man. Cleveland is really stuck. I like what Miami Heat did as well. Miami Heat got a great pick to me. I like that rare kid out of Indiana. I like what Miami did for sure. Spurs, of course. They got the guy that I wanted my Grizzlies to get in Castle. Castle's gonna be legit, y'all. Niggas gonna think I'm going too far with this. But this nigga Castle may be the closest thing defensively to Scottie Pippen. That's how high I think about Castle. But Terrence Shannon Jr., though, he's gonna be an all-star in the league for many years. I think Terrence Shannon Jr. Gonna make a name for himself, and he's gonna be a marquee guy eventually to the point where that Ant-Man and Terrence Shannon Jr. could be one of the best duos in the NBA. They gonna be one of the better duos in the NBA in years to come. Like how Scottie Pippen had to develop before he became that magnificent duo with Jordan. I see the same thing with Terrence Shannon Jr. and Ant-Man. Ant-Man got him a running mate that don't even know it yet. Ant-Man got him a running mate that don't even know it. Terrence Shannon Jr. is gonna be Ant-Man running mate in the future. Letting y'all know now. If y'all think I'm capping, just pull up a lot of film on Terrence Shannon Jr. Watch his games at Illinois. Watch his games. Y'all will see what I'm talking about. I like this kid. He's not a kid, he's a grown ass man, but I like what he's gonna bring. Hey, Chris Roberts, that's a fact though. That's a fact though, because Dillingham is slept on too. I don't know how the Houston Rockets chose Shepard. Houston Rockets dumb as hell. And Philadelphia 76ers, they dumb as hell too. My Bulls, Chris, we had no choice but to choose what we chose with the 11 pick. My Grizzlies, we had no choice but to choose Edie, because I was the best big man available. Um, at the Killigan was chosen. But man, y'all hit that like button, man. I just wanted to drop this video just to let it be known that Minnesota won the draft. Just wanted to let it be known that Minnesota should be the favorite to come out the West. And I'm telling y'all now, Minnesota going to the NBA Finals, man. Matt Moles, before I leave, the Rockets pick Shepard. They pick Shepard, man. Hey, Chris, I love the pick too. I love the pick too. When we gonna get rid of Zach LaVine, though, Chris? That's the question we need to ask ourselves. When Zach LaVine gonna be gone? But man, y'all hit that like button. If y'all not subscribed, subscribe to Ticket TV live streams, man, and subscribe to Ticket TV channel. Man, hey, yeah, if y'all mess with the real, man, y'all go support the LDBC. Salute y'all. I'm out.